EF Press here, somewhere in North London, looking out dirty old city of London. This is a quick update about the Amnesty International and Julian Assange protest on the weekend and the lack of response. And Amnesty International, who are so-called arbiters of freedom and the liberators of prisoners of conscience, you say in a recent statement that extradition of Julian Assange is a threat to his human rights and his safety, and you admit that the US penal system is not only barbaric, but sometimes lethal. Well, bravo, Amnesty. Well said. Good point. Stating what is widely accepted as a commentary on the US prison system. And yet you hesitate to acknowledge that this very barbarism, this treatment of prisoners and treatment of a journalist, is happening much closer to home, not a few miles from your offices in central London, and the hell that they call Belmarsh Prison. As a journalist and a publisher, he's respected in his field, influential, has been resourced by much of the world's media, and exposing what our governments are up to in your name with your taxpayers' money. And now Julian Assange is being treated as the highest security risk, a risk usually reserved for terrorists and serial killers. And with the isolation and mental torture that follows, these conditions don't spark your conscience. And I can't feel any compassion from you, Amnesty International. Belmarsh Prison is a concentration camp for Julian Assange. He's innocent of all the charges, and they detain him in this brutal isolation, on remand for theft and espionage, endless prosecutions, and deny his basic human rights. And Amnesty's half-hearted support is insufficient to fulfill your own objectives. And you cravenly conclude in your statement that the Swedish charges are of utmost seriousness, repeating a slander and repeating a lie. Like The Guardian, Amnesty is willing to sacrifice one of their own and not come out in full support of Julian being immediately released from prison, and the extradition request of the American federal prosecutors is sent packing along with the spooks that accompany them. Now in a few weeks or even a month, it's not sufficient. You can't turn around and say, oh, we should free Julian because he really is dying in that prison. It might be too late. And then you would have been complicit, and you have failed to read all the signs and look at the evidence and see the truth for yourself. You need to wake up to your own objectives, your own aims, and that of freeing political prisoners of conscience, journalists and publishers. And it's in your power to do this now, not in a month's time or 2 months' time when it's too late. So, press asks a big question of Amnesty. Why do you not support a fellow journalist and publisher?